Halloween, the month of screams. It's the holiday where nothing what it seems. Tricks and treats of every kind. They bring surprises when it comes to mind. It's time for Cyber Wonderland After Dark. Let's celebrate the holiday. It's time to embark. Dark tunes, movies, and video games to review. There's no time to waste here, so without further ado, our first tales in Halloween Town. A boogeyman came to bring them all down. Came to play a deadly game. Their lives will never be the same. Snakes and spiders crawling around infest every holiday town. They'll be saved by the Pumpkin King. Listen, you might hear him sing. Haha! I finally found the hinterlands. Now I can visit any holiday world I want. This is going to be fun. Chocolate bars, Reese's, M&M's, Sweet Tarts, Airheads. Who needs Easter eggs anyway when you can have all the candy you want in Easter Town?
Hey, Mr. Hatter, why don't you take it easy?
So here's the thing, I know you wanted a turkey, but I can't kill an animal, and I would never wield a gun, so I came up with the next best thing, a pizza!
Yay!
Oh, I went to a Halloween party, I'm dressed like Spider-Man. I went there with my best friend, I think his name was Stan. We hurried to the party, I thought I climbed the wall. I ended up smashing my face, but squirrel broke my ball. Oh, I. Trick or treat! Why are you giving me this?
I'm too old for video games.
Oh, please, you can never be too old for video games.
Says who?
You have heard of Let's Play channels, right?
Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I'm doing something that's a little bit more interesting. The Nightmare Before Christmas is both a beloved Halloween and Christmas movie of all time. It had a wonderful cast of characters like Jack, Sally, Oogie, and more, wonderful stop-motion animation, and a well-twisted story on the two recognizable holidays, and an unforgettable soundtrack with songs like This Is Halloween, What's This, and a few others. With Jack Skellington being the Pumpkin King that comes up with new ideas for Halloween every year, he and his friend have made a name for themselves. He would celebrate both holidays at the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, make some appearances in the Kingdom Hearts games, and at times Jack would make some cameos like in James and the Giant Peach. But ironically, The Nightmare Before Christmas did have two video games of their own. One is a Game Boy Advance meant as a prequel, and the other a sequel on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. For this week for Cyber Wonderland After Dark, I'm going to look over the PlayStation 2 video game. In fact, before this game was made, there was some consideration by Disney to make a sequel to the famous Halloween Christmas movie. Even the real director of the movie, Henry Selick, is interested in a sequel if he and Tim Burton can make up a good story out of it. We have yet to know how it will materialize, but for now, let's see if this particular follow-up holds up. Welcome to another episode of the Wonder Reviews. Let's take a look at something strange. This is The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. It's Halloween night and the residents of Halloween Town are celebrating it with joy, except Jack Skellington, so he decides to venture out for new discoveries. Oh, sorry, that was the plot of the first movie. Let me explain the plot of the sequel. It's Halloween night and the residents of Halloween Town are celebrating it with joy, except Jack Skellington, so he decides to venture out for new discoveries. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not how recap works. And just because you're a video game sequel, that doesn't make you officially canon into the first movie. Okay, in all seriousness, it doesn't copy everything from the first movie because the game does promise what it says in the title, Oogie's Revenge. After Jack left town, the three trick-or-treater kids put Oogie Boogie back together again and has taken over Halloween Town. Now it's up to Jack to save the town and all the other holidays. Now for that storyline, it works because it shows how diabolical Oogie is regarding unruling every popular holiday like Valentine's Day, Easter, Christmas, Independence Day, and more, showing that there's real life at risk if Oogie ever takes over all the 7 main holidays. There isn't much development on some of our favorite characters like Jack and Sally, so don't expect anything new from them. The closest we got are some of the citizens of Halloween Town, but they're more like NPCs for a Zelda game. But I will give the game credit, it did manage to expand the world of Halloween Town by featuring new areas we never seen from the movie, like a giant pumpkin patch and the mayor's house. We do get a chance to visit Christmas Town as the story goes along, but we have yet to see what the other holiday worlds are like. We don't even see the other holiday leaders. I'm guessing the idea that they wanted to play the save and capture the charm of the first movie, and for the most part, yeah, it did. Although it's computer animated instead of stop motion, the visuals of the game are pretty good. Halloween Town is an amazing place to look at no matter if Jack goes to the town square, the doctor's lab, the graveyard, or Oogie's lair. They even capture the look of the respected nightmare characters, including their movements. This also applies to the enemies Jack has to face like skeletons, ghosts, orcs, and evil toys. Another element that stands out is that the game is actually a musical like the first one. They only occur when Jack has to face some enemies and bosses. However, I do have one issue with the songs. They're not original. Instead, they brought back your favorite songs from the first movie but just rewrite the lyrics. The only song that was made for the game is the Doctor song when Jack has to face Dr. Finkelstein. And that song in particular is best described as an opera number.
So crazy web you're weaving, Oogie Boogie will soon be leaving. Doctor, it's not too late.
But weirdly enough, as recyclable as they are, the songs are still worth listening to. The song This Is Halloween is still nice to listen to, and it makes a great battle music. And some of the boss songs like Hail to Mr. Oogie and the Oogie song do set the tone of the level, even if you heard multiple times throughout the game. And I will confess, I did sing to some of the game versions of the songs. The gameplay in particular is a simple hack and slash game. At the beginning of the game, Jack is given a weapon called a Soul Robber, which can be used to take down enemies and swing up to high places. His other power-ups include his Pumpkin King Fires and Santa Claus Surprise Present, and you can level up and get some goods at the witch's shop. It will vary if you want to use them to defeat enemies, solve puzzles, or improve your grade performance. In each level, you'll be given a grade on how long you finish the game, the number of combos, less damage, and surprises you give to the enemies. If you get an A or higher on each of them, you get more money and unlock a collectible figure. And to be fair, it is a pretty cool prize to receive. There are still a few issues with the gameplay, like the camera is not good since it's automatic and you can't operate it manually. I'm guessing the idea is that they were trying to recreate the cinematography from the first movie. Sometimes they work like on the Spiral Hill, but whenever you reach the residential areas or the graveyard, it doesn't work at all. A few fetch questing levels like rescuing the vampire brothers and lifting coffins can get tedious really fast. The best levels in the game is when Jack has to go and rescue his friends like Sally, the Doctor, the Mayor, and Santa. I'll also give credit in the later levels where you can take Corp Kids' quiz about Halloween Town and the movie itself. It's that part of me that wants to test myself if I really am a huge fan of the Nightmare Before Christmas movie. But my favorite part in the game are actually the boss battles. They're a lot of fun to battle, it has great cinematography during the musical numbers, and the music is really nice to hear. And when you collect enough music notes, you activate dance mode where you have to follow the rhythm and hit them really hard. It's the best parts in the battles, especially the finale. I have played a lot of great Disney video games, from Epic Mickey, to Disney Infinity, to the Kingdom Hearts games, to the D Show, just to name a few. Maybe there's a part of me that just loves The Nightmare Before Christmas with a passion, but I actually like this video game. The Nightmare Before Christmas Oogie's Revenge is an enjoyable game to play. It's not outstanding like the movie with an unoriginal story, but it still has a nice world building, great music, nice visuals, and a simple and fun gameplay. If you're looking for a memorabilia of this beloved stop motion movie, or you like hack and slash games like Zelda, then you might like this. And it is still a fun video game to play during the Halloween times. I just have a soft spot on it on how much I enjoy playing this game. I'm gonna give this semi-sequel a B.
Oh my, I'm almost late for my last holiday visit. A very Merry Unchristmas to all, and to all a good night.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe me for a new review and other project every week. I'll see you soon.